right, welcome everybody. Before I call this meeting to order, I'd like to take a moment to ask for help from above. Heavenly Father, we pray for your guidance in our decisions in hopes that they will be the best in the interests of our town and for the people that we represent. Amen. I now call the September 16th, 2025 Darmstadt Town Council meeting to order. Thank you all for coming. Please stand and join me with the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, thank you all for coming. Quick enough for this meeting, we can get it out of here before Carol shows up. Has everybody received a copy of the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to accept those minutes? Have a motion? And a second. All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Has everybody had a chance to look at the financial reports? And if so, do I have a motion to accept those? Motion. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. And on the bills that have shown up since the last meeting, everybody had a chance to look across those? All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Clerk treasurer, Mallory.
Yes. On August 26th, we had our budget meeting with the DLGF. That's the Department of Local Government Finance. Every year we meet with them to go over our budget numbers. Tonight is our public budget hearing. Most of the council members have attended the meetings in the past. Robert Norris is the guy we meet with, and he handles all the county. During the meeting, we reviewed the budget numbers, the fund balances, the estimated revenues for next year. And he let us know with that state enrolled Act 1 that we're going to lose about 50,000 next year. So that's a big deal. The town and the sewer are separate. The entire town only brings in about 460,000 a year. It's about too important. Our funds are going to be okay next year, but we're going to need to pay attention if this continues to drop. I don't know if they're, I didn't read the whole Senate Act, but it's definitely going to affect us next year. You may remember me informing council this time last year that our sewer fund was on a steady decline. Well, at the time, it had a balance of 500,000, which sounds like a lot. Now, as of today, our balance is now 346,000 in the sewer account, and that's just a year later. I've been working with our insurance agent, is Torian, and we are renewing all of our town insurance policies. We run October to October on our insurance, and that is everything, the buildings, the sewer system, the vehicles, council liability, price for next year.
Now, on this, could you remind me, when was the last time we increased our rates here?
August of 2020.
Really? Okay.
We just recently did a small increase just on the electric fee. It was very small, like I think $3, but
Just to keep
the
up with-
actual sewer rate hadn't been increased since 2020.
Inflation's been running out of control for the last 5 years too.
But, you know, I don't really want to look at the rate as much as trying to cut costs. So rate is pretty high out here on there.
One of the highest in the state, in fact, according to the IURC.
Yeah, you know, and I know you guys, last time I brought that up, that it was declining, and you're like, 500,000 is a lot of money. Well, it's really not. I mean, we spend about 100 grand a month. You know, we're running an entire town. So now that we're down to 346, that's okay. But this time next year, it's going to be, you know, that's my job, is to keep track of this and let you guys know when we're on a decline. We
I mean,
are right now.
Yeah, and whether you increase it or not, I think periodically it's something you need to look at, not just for your own expenses, but obviously, you're sending this on to EWSU right now, which independent of any sewer mandate charges, is increasing its rates beyond that too, right? And so when, it shouldn't be a surprise then that that's going down if all your costs and what your rates are to the water, again, setting aside even the mandate charge. Their other base rates are all going up for everybody, and so I think you guys just need to stay on top of that to make sure you're keeping up with your own expenses.
That's when we raised them last time, was when Evansville raised theirs, and we just mirrored their raise. They did a
I thought for
3-year
sure since
phase-in.
2020 though, yeah, but
Yeah.
you accounted for all 3 phase-ins that were to come in 2020?
Yeah, we raised, we started in 2017, 18, 19, and 20, but then you're right, we have not raised them since then.
And I thought for sure there were increases phased in.
Yeah.
Not, again, not to mention all your other costs, but that would explain some of that decline.
So, just to let you guys know, that's what's going on there. I followed up with Torian because the RDA and RDC wanted to know what we were paying on the Old State property in particular. Of the $20,000 that we pay in all of our insurance, they said the Old State house is $1,900 a year. So, right now, being empty, it just cost us water, electric, and the insurance, which comes up to about $417 a month, or about $5,000 a year. On August 19th, the State Board of Accounts sent us a notification with the RDA report for not being uploaded in a timely manner. I notified Reed Financial and I let all the RDA, the RDC know about that. We got it all uploaded the very next day.
Good.
That's a big no-no for them to not get that
Did
done.
this slip through them, or did they not know?
I don't know.
Why didn't it happen?
As soon as I asked about it, next thing I know, it was loaded. No one got back with me or anything. I just checked Gateway the next day. And all the reports were on
It's a miracle.
there. You know, and we're paying them for that, so.
Exactly.
Yes. On August 14th, I received another opioid distribution from the state. All of our opioid distributions, since we don't have any programs in place for that, so. This one was just $225, so if you guys don't care, I'll just wait until we get some more, and then I'll forward it to the sheriff. Bills on August 24th, the sewer bills brought in $54,000 last month, and we spent $60,000. We had 2 homes in town that changed owners. We had 1 well that went to city water. So now we're down to 52 active wells in town out of the 552 the county currently has. The auto pay is going great with Old National Bank. I'm learning from experience that holidays and weekends delay the system, so now I'm having to do it 3 or 4 days ahead of the 10th for them to make sure they actually run through on the 10th. I've had a couple customers had kickbacks just because they didn't get on account numbers. But, I called them and they got that fixed. The 2 Magneto bills that we got this time were less than the time before, and I know they're estimated. So this time they decided to estimate us on 2,153,000 gallons. That's less than the month before, so if they want to continue to estimate us, it's going down every month.
Probably because we drought.
Well, I mean, I don't know what numbers they're even using to get these estimations. Because I tallied them all up any way I can, and none of them add up.
What
So I don't know
concerns
where
me,
they're getting it.
if they actually come back and read the meters now, after all these low estimates,
Yeah, I don't know.
Or we're gonna have a huge one,
yeah, yeah.
then we
Then
have
what?
to pay, and then
Yeah, that's what I'm
we're
worried about.
way out of balance.
So, oh, you saw the boring bill from, Robert's Boring, that 5,500, that was just to get our 2 pumps down to 1 pump station on Beaver Farm Road. So that's gonna be worth it in the long run. We're trying to get rid of, we have over 300 pump stations in town for only 550 houses. And the pumps are $2,042 each. We get those down as much as we can. I've been working with Nick on the community crossings grant. That's the grant we get to repave our roads. And the state does an 80-20 match. They pay 80% of it, we only pay 20, so it's a great deal. We've missed out on it the last few years, so we're gonna pick back up on it this year. They had a lot of changes going on. I think Governor Braun or something made a lot of changes to it. I called Linville today and talked to that town clerk, because they got $500,000 last year. They do it every year. She said it's basically the same. I went over it with Nick, let him know exactly what it needs to do. He mostly just needs to get the estimates, and then I'll fill out the applications.
Got the estimates.
But they said right now it's really important that you have solid estimates with no contingencies or built-in inflation costs. Because since they capped the grant from 1.5 million down to 1 million, they're gonna be a little more particular as to who they accept and who they don't accept. In the past, when we first started doing this, like in 2015, I think a long time ago, they took everybody. They didn't turn anyone down. But now it sounds like they are. They opened up the call for those grants on October 1st, so we can't even fill out our application online until then. And then we have until October 31st to get all of our information loaded in. Tonight, we need to designate a signature for the grant. The grant people just want to know who of us has the permission and is allowed to sign off on all the matching, the 20% of the match. So we need to do that tonight. That's it. Oh, and speaking of grants, I did renew our SAM grant. That's our ARPA money that I got 3 years ago. I am still keeping our registration current, just in case that comes up again and we want a federal grant. We have to have a current registration with the SAM stands for System Award Management, and that's with the federal government. And we should be getting a federal audit for that sometime too, so I want to make sure we stay active with that.
Mallory, one other point on the road grant, we also need a letter to basically prove that we've got that 20%.
Yeah, those are called letter of commitment, so we have to do that for each project.
Right.
And we do that after the application. First, we have to see if we get approved.
The
And
lady
we'll start.
told us today we had to have that along with that signature. The
Yeah,
person.
those will all be totally required.
Right. Okay.
That's all I had.
Thank you, Malik. Fire department report, Brandon.
We had 12 runs in the town limits last month. 4 minutes, 59-second average response time. Those calls were 6 ambulance transports, 2 follow-ups by our community paramedic, and 1 trailer fire right up here on Jordan Lane. Standby event at the 4-H for the rodeo a couple weeks ago, and we had 2 car crashes, 1 with injury and 1 without. That was it. And then there is, on September 11th, the commissioners issued a open burn ban. So, because it's so dry. Just so everybody knows.
I thought we was under a burn ban for 2 months prior, apparently not.
No.
Posey and Gibson was.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
but not-
And sheriff's department report, Josh.
How's it going? We did 58 extra patrols, 5 traffic enforcements, 7 traffic stops, 9 business checks, 6 reports. 2 of those were for domestic violence runs, 1 found property and 1 theft report. I think the other 2 were accidents. 2 warnings were written, 2 citations were written, 6 neighborhood checks, and we had 3 accidents.
All right. What happened at the 4-H here a couple weeks ago?
Last week, I think it was.
I think it was a motorcycle, wasn't it?
I heard something, somebody doing himself or something there.
Yeah, that did happen out there. Somebody committed suicide out there.
All right, thank you, Josh.
Yep.
Maintenance department, please.
Yes, sir. Had 39 locations, 15 service calls since last meeting. They're working on repairing the road edges that are being destroyed by semis up and down the roads in Garnside. We sprayed the weeds again around the signs and the bridges. The cleaner court, which is taking the new house back there, it's taking quite some time to get the pump station installed with that, and that's done. We eliminated a pump station on, I guess, across the street from Eric's house.
Next door.
Next door, okay. So that's connected to the duplex. They've had some fires, calls for tree limbs falling across roads, and all the manholes around or through, so that removed a big source for I&I. That along with the inspections, which we're up to date on as far as the septic tanks and the pump stations. So guys they're busy.
They've been at my place quite a bit. Question on that project with the boring where we came across my property. My niece lives to the east of me, and we ran across and then some more of my property, boring underneath, and stuff gets torn up in the process. I'm okay to fix this stuff myself, but if we get to the point where we want to try and consolidate a lot of these pump stations, which would be a big savings to the town, what is the town's policy on fixing property that we tear up?
You're supposed to fix it before they leave, level the ground, if they need to reseed it, they're supposed to reseed it, everything. Is that not done yet?
No, but obviously the conditions are not right either. Now, I also had an excavation project going on, so this is just part of it. Something to think on a little bit.
Yeah, but the same thing was on Cleaner Road when they removed that manhole there, and tore up the guy's yard a little bit now. Go back and fix it.
See, so we've done that.
Oh, I'm never done. I got a question for our deputy here.
Yeah.
Do you offer, and Ray brought it up, like off-duty deputies to sit at, say, the square, say on a weekend or whatever, Saturday or whatever, to watch for these semi trucks coming off of 41 that's coming through town?
I would say that would, I mean, you could, but off-duty work entails,
Us paying them.
yes. So, I mean, we can start with extra patrols,
Uh-huh.
maybe get an email sent out for it. My question being is, do you guys have an ordinance in place?
Yes, we do. There's an ordinance in place. There's also signs at all the
Right.
entrances,
We
no
definitely
truck,
do.
15-ton limit.
So my question then is, so our ordinances that we write are through the county commissioners that have approved these ordinances. Does the town of Darmstadt fall in that?
No.
Yeah.
We can-
So,
Well, I mean,
because it's,
we can.
driving down a no truck road isn't an infraction. It's not like a citation ticket where you go to court. It's an ordinance violation, which then the county
Has to enforce.
has to enforce, and it's a fine essentially, or can be a fine. You can write a warning, you can write an actual violation of it, but that would be how,
Yeah.
like, where does that, like, obviously it's gonna be filtered through here,
Right.
and then you guys would send a letter to that person saying, hey, they were just told, call it a ticket or citation for driving a truck in a no truck route, you owe $75. And then if they don't pay, then
Right.
small claims on it. But we would have to have some type of ticket. Like our ordinance violation tickets are different than our
Right.
other site, like infraction tickets.
What he's got ordinance violation tickets for the county, so they effectively all have another one for Darmstadt. And city police has that same issue. They've got state code violations, which gets sent on to the prosecutor, and then there's city ordinance violations, that the county, I mean, I guess the best example that is common is like a building code violation. That's not a great analogy, but that you screw that up, then there's a fine, then the municipality pursues it, so it'd be the same thing here. Unfortunately, he's being professional, isn't saying this is kind of a pain in the ass to law enforcement, but,
But I mean,
yeah.
we're about to apply for $500,000 in road grant funds to repair the roads. They have these big semis.
No, I get it, yeah, no, I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
So how can we get all these semis off our roads?
I mean, I think it also goes back to, obviously, the town of Darmstadt's in Vanderbilt County, but I feel like there's a lot of legal things that need to be
Yeah, I mean,
thought up of there too, because do we have the legal authority to?
Can you just use the county ordinance in our town?
if you guys choose to
It's easier.
adopt the county approach, the county ordinance, then yeah, but if
And then you
you,
could
but
just
you have
do
the
it
freedom
differently.
to regulate that differently, just like, you're no different than the city of Evansville, just like the city of Evansville can, regulate differently than the county does, and it does. You guys can too, you're a separate.
I'm just trying to make it easier for the
That would
sheriff's
probably be
department.
easier, but
Yeah.
for them, but you guys may have your own reasons for going a different route, which are.
Would be a good question to maybe get on the phone with the sheriff about and see how, because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even know how all that
Yeah.
would work, but,
Well, $75 ain't much of a deterrent.
well, that's just all of them are different prices. I'm just, like, usually the first offense is like
Well, we've got this.
75, 100, second offense, 200, third offense, and on 300, stuff like that.
Well, as a reminder, this is an action item under new business, this
Yeah.
ordinance, so
It is.
that may be.
If we can get into that, then, yeah, because there's more needs to be said on that and so forth. And then we'll just do that then.
You want to go skip for everything?
Well, that's kind of where we are, isn't it? Resident comments. Anybody? All right, onward then. Yes, to Evansville Water and Sewer Utility mag meters, readings and calibration update, Joe.
I would suggest maybe Mallory can help coordinate this, but a conference call with Reedy would be beneficial on this issue. And I don't know how best to coordinate everybody with the calendars, but I think that'd be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I can arrange that. Get with you guys and email good times.
I don't know, maybe, yeah, I don't know if it's easier to get 5 dates and times from them and then come to us or vice versa, but, however you want to do that.
Yeah, I might start with reading and just see, what they have available.
Maybe try and get a bunch, since you've got lots of people here.
Okay, yes,
A lot
I
of
can do
times.
that.
You guys said they didn't read the mag meter last month, is estimated again?
Well, yeah, it's been estimated now for what, 3 months?
And we know that because it's the same, is that why, it's the same amount, or how?
It's not even the same amount, but, it's not what it should be at all.
Why do you say that?
It's,
Inflow.
well, it's been very close to the same, how about that? It's been 2,600,000, 2,550,000. It's, so yeah, your answer to it is, has been the same, pretty much the same, yeah. Where it should have fluctuated.
Why do we say it should have? Because of inflow numbers?
Yeah, I mean, Mallory's got that. I mean, and before they exceeded our inflows from Evansville Water and German Water, they exceed that every month, even with our well user estimates. And now they're pretty much at that level, aren't they?
Yeah, like these estimations are actually a lot better bills than their messed up calibration readings before, Because what was that, 5 months ago, that was off the charts, the reading they sent us.
Almost 4
It
million
was
gallons.
4 million.
And we paid it.
That's never happened in the history of the town, so that's how we really knew that one was off.
There were 4 trucks down there
you know.
about 2 weeks ago. That's why I was wondering if they read it or not.
Oh, no, that takes 6 trucks to read it. No, they don't read them.
Yeah, I saw them down there working on something. I called the guys. I don't know what they did down there.
Okay, conference call with Reedy then, if we can set that up somehow. Sewer connection letters to non-connected properties update.
We've got the next batch ready to go, and I've kind of been waiting for the discussion at Evansville Water and Sewer Utility. I don't want to waste our guys' time sending them out and then have something different take place, so.
Yeah, and I do want to see these letters before we send them out. These are different than the ones prior, I'm thinking.
Yeah, they are,
Okay,
because we've had some changes in the ordinances, yeah,
all right. You'll email that or?
I will.
Okay, perfect. And the MS4 compliance storm drainage update.
Get dog, we have not been denied or approved yet.
There it is.
So I'm thinking that's a good sign, that we haven't been notified that they rejected our appeal.
Did she give you an idea of how long it normally took?
No, we sent it to them back on, and we had a confirmed read, so I know, they received it. It was back on July 10th, when we sent it to Stacy Goodwin with the IDEM. And that is, and I talked with Westler, and they said, hey, we've had people with lesser, basically facts that have been approved, and they felt really confident about us being approved, so, but I don't want to call and say, hey, have we been approved? And, they haven't said we're not, so I'm just gonna let that dog lie. If you agree, I mean, I could call them if you want.
I'm good with Bruce Wade.
That's me, I'm good.
Okay then. On to new business, the public budget hearing for the 2026 budget. Mallory?
Every year we do the budget, and in September we do the public hearing, and in October we'll do our adoption hearing. Public hearing is the chance for anybody that has questions about our budget next year. So, we have our general, we have our debt service, our local road and street, our motor vehicle highway, our CCI, CCD, public safety, RDC fund, and 2 opioid funds. That's everything on our town budget for next year. We only levy taxes on our general fund, our CCD, and for the bond for the old state house. The general fund, we are estimating $317,000 for general, $154,000 for the old state land for next year. Local road and street will be $90,000. Motor vehicle highway will be $210,500. CCI, which is cumulative capital improvement, that's a mouthful, will be $15,000, and CCD is cumulative capital development for $80,000. Our public safety local tax, I put it at $100,000 just in case we find something we want to do next year with that. I wanted to over approve. RDC fund, I budgeted exactly what it had in there to the dollar, which was $19,263. And nothing on the opioid funds. And that's our budget for next year. And the general, the CCD, and the bond is also what sets your local property tax. Not the entire tax you pay, only the small little line item that says the town that you live in, which for the average house in town is about $80 to $100. Goes with on town. And I have any questions about the budget?
Is this a done?
I think you could still make a change if you wanted.
I mean, like, the reason I'm asking, the local road and street is 90, and if we get approved on a road grant that we want to get done, town's portion is $126,692. That's our 20%.
So CCD also goes towards that, local road, street, and NDH. You can pull road money from several.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've got plenty to back it up.
Okay.